It's with pleasure to introduce Dr. Debbie, who is going to be sharing the metaphysical meaning of Christmas.
Yes, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. This is my favorite event of the whole year. And the lighting of the candles to me always represents the sacred connection to the divine and each other and how we're the light for each other. And so, the Christmas story, there was a young girl named Mary, and an angel came to her and said, "You're going to be the mother of the Savior." And she's very young. She's not even married yet. And she's like, "What, me?" And so she says, "Okay." She fully opens her heart to this calling. And her husband was like, "I don't know about this." But an angel then comes to him in a dream. And in that dream, he says, "This is the way it is. The Savior is coming through Mary, and you're going to help her do this." And so the government makes them go to Bethlehem. And so they're traveling for days. Mary's about ready to give birth, and there's no inns, there's no rooms available. And so the guy says, "Come and stay at our stable." And so they go and they create the hay and the bedding for the baby. And baby Jesus comes. And when baby Jesus comes, there's the brightest star in the sky comes along, and it's there. And so there were these shepherds in the pasture, and they saw the star, and the angel comes to the shepherds too. I'm all about angels. And so the angels come to the shepherds and say, "Hey, baby Jesus is here. Come and see the baby." So they go to see the baby, and also to tell everybody about the baby coming. And then there were three wise men, and they knew of this prophecy of the Savior coming. And when they saw that star, they knew that baby Jesus had arrived. And so they all end up by the baby's side and celebrating them with gifts and all the divinity that was there that night. And so I wanted to highlight some of the things that really touched my heart. I love metaphysics. I love this mindset and the empowerment that mind, body, spirit metaphysics offers us. And a few of the things that stand out to me is that, here's this young girl that stepped up so fully into her courage of her faith. And she didn't go into the fear, maybe a minute, all right? But in the end, she embraced her faith so strongly and so completely and opened her heart to this calling. And the Mother Mary has always been such a sacred spiritual energy in my life. When I was very young, my mother was so ill, so many years in bed, and in the corner of the room was Mother Mary. And so she's my sacred, closest spiritual entity to my heart. So from a metaphysical perspective, Mother Mary represents the divine feminine, the receptivity, the nurturing, the allowing, the yin energy. And when you look into the chakra areas, when I looked it up. I'm all about research. I love looking up stuff. And Mother Mary represents the sacral chakra, all about birthing. And so my question to you is, what are you birthing this year in your life? What is your soul calling you to do? Also the solar plexus and our connection to the divine. And also the heart chakra, thinking about the love that she had, not only for this little baby that came, but for the universe and the world, for her to choose to follow this calling. And so another couple of things I loved about this idea of the Christmas story is that all of these people, when the angels came, they listened to them and they followed them to what they were meant to do. And I'm such a big believer that we have so many spirit helpers and guides and ancestors and angels that come and guide us along. And I've had many unique experiences in my life that have saved me in many ways and has just, oh my gosh, guided my life in so many ways. But it really was the power of that calling and listening to all those spirit helpers that kind of led everybody to this divine miracle. And so when it comes to that North Star, that bright star in the sky, my question to you is, what is that thing that's calling you the most in your life? How are your angels speaking to you today, tomorrow, throughout the week, while you're working, when you're with family? Because what I have found in my life that, Your angels will never, it will never be obvious. It will always be in the details or in the nuances of life around you. And having that awareness of where your intuitive guidance comes is so valuable. And so I wanted to close with this idea that, this holiday is so much about, or you see visually, a lot about presence and gift giving. But I really want to emphasize the gift of presence, not only when we're connecting to the divine and able to be present with that divine energy and that high vibration frequency, but also being present with our loved ones. And it's in that vibration of that presence that we're able to experience those joyful moments. And I find that the joyful moments are never these huge moments. They're always in like the subtle details, like when my nieces laugh or my little old kitty will put her little paw on my face, or whatever those sacred moments that mean the most to our hearts. It's always in those moments of presence. And if your heart is heavy this holiday for whatever reason, all emotion is divine. And so I'm a big believer to always honor that emotion within our hearts, to feel it, to release it, to share it with sacred loved ones. And then the more that we do that, the more that we're really able to embrace that joy when those joyful moments come. And so I just want to say a very special thank you to everyone that has blessed my heart this year, big and small. It's been a difficult year for me in some ways. And so this community has meant so much to my heart. So much love. Much love. Merry Christmas.